Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. I'm Sarah. Welcome to Coffee and Crochet with Sarah. And we do this every Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. Now, I always schedule this out on Monday, usually by noon on Monday. And so if you're wondering, are we going to have a live with Sarah? Because I had some people ask me that last night. If you just go to my YouTube channel, at the top there where it says live, click that live tab, and it'll say what's coming. And one that I posted for today, it'll say notify me, and you just click that notify me, and they'll let you know when it starts. Okay. So anywho, whoo, it's hot. I took the dogs out and I came back in and I'm like sweating. Of course, my phone said it's only like 82 degrees. It feels a lot hotter, but it's probably humid. I have to tell you, I love being back in Oklahoma, but boy, do I miss the Colorado weather. Because by now, the area that we lived in, we're starting to get in the 70s. So hopefully we'll start getting some cooler weather soon. My poor garden. I didn't do any more videos because the sun has just been baking it. And I have been getting zucchini and peppers and tomatoes. My cucumbers dried up because I couldn't keep it watered. I tried. But oh my goodness, that sun was just baking everything. So, but anyway, I mean, they're still alive. And hopefully when it cools down a little bit, I'll start getting more from my garden. So anyway, that's what's happening in the garden. All right, let's clinkety clink clink in. I'm drinking cold coffee only because I let it get cold. I was drinking it hot, and then I was hot from coming here from the dog, so I just dropped a few, I was going to say cucumbers. I just dropped a few ice cubes in there. And so now I've got a nice cup of Italian cream, sugar-free iced coffee. So I hope you all will post, comment where you're from. Now remember, never put your address or anything like that, but you can put your state or country or whatever. I love to see where you're all from. Lots of places across America. I have to tell you something really funny and also something really good. So I've been able to get out and do some shopping and different things on my own. Walking, my back is doing so much better. I mean, I'm not 100% yet, but I'm getting there. I'm walking and exercising, riding my stationary bike and working on my weights. And so anywho, I went to Walmart all by myself, walked and picked up the few things that we just needed a few things. So my husband does like to go with me sometimes, and so but I just did it myself. So I'm all happy. I get in the car and I'm driving home, and I look up and there's this blue truck in front of me, and it's one of those big trucks that has like a back seat. And there was a child sitting back there. It looked like they were in a car seat because they were up a little bit high, and they were holding what I thought was a stuffed chicken. And so I'm looking, and we kind of get next to each other. And I look over, and this child, I don't know if it was a little boy or a little girl. I didn't look at the child. I looked at the chicken. And I look over there, and I'm like, that's a real chicken. And it was gorgeous. It was a big, fat, fluffy chicken. It was black and white, and it had a little bit of like red around the neck. And first I thought it was a rooster. And I'm like, no, that is a chicken. Well, they kind of got in front of me and then pulled over in front of me in the lane because I was going to stay in this lane because I was turning. Well, they went into the turning lane, and guess where they went? They went into Kentucky Fried Chicken. I just sat there laughing all the way home. I'm like, that poor chicken. Either they were dropping it off, which I don't think so, or they were going to get chicken and eat it in front of that poor chicken. I just thought that was the funniest thing. Yes, I'm easily amused. Super funny. All right. So I've got a lot of things to talk about today, but I mean, not so much that, I mean, this isn't going to be a super long video or anything like that. So I'm going to take a break, just an FYI, for probably a couple of weeks from doing shout outs. There was a little bit of drama with the one we did last week, and I want to do a better job at doing a little bit more investigating. I love doing them. I've met some really wonderful people and gotten to know some other bloggers and YouTubers. And so I'm just going to take a little bit of a break, and I will ask you if there are YouTube channels that you just love, but they're not like the great big ones that have like millions of views, because I like those too. But my goal is to give some of these newer YouTubers some encouragement, you know, to keep going and help them build their audiences. Okay. And so if you have some like that you really, really like, go ahead and either post them or send me an email. And remember, you can send me an email by going underneath this video down in that description box and going to my website. Okay. And then click that contact us tab, and it will shoot me an email, and you can tell me that as well. I just nothing wrong with what happened last week, not at all. But what I'm saying is I want to do a better job at investigating and doing a super duper good job and doing shout outs to people that I think you might really enjoy. Okay? And so I'm not going to do one this week. I might do one next week, but there was someone I almost did today, and I thought, no, I'm just going to, take a break from that. Okay? Now, the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is my trip to Micheal's. Okay, so what happened is my husband and I were on our way to church on Wednesday. Our winner of the August giveaway had sent me her information, and so we went to drop off her package at the post office. And my husband's like, we're early. I said, oh, want to go to Micheal's? Because I hadn't been there in a while. When we lived in Parker, Colorado, I went to Micheal's like once a week. I love that store. They called me the yarn lady. If you're ever in the Parker, Colorado, Micheal's store, you'll love it. The people there were amazing. And I had a lot of neat friends that worked there. And if I needed something, they'd order it for me. I mean, they're just a really great store. So anyway, we stopped at the Micheal's here, and it's about 35-40 minutes from my house. It's clear across the other side of Oklahoma City. And so we had a great time. I met a really nice lady. It was really funny. We walk into the store, and they have those skeletons, and she's standing there, and she's like going like this at the skeletons. And I'm like, hi, and she's like, I'm trying to get the skeletons to go off. I guess I'm too short. So I walked over there, and I'm like doing what she's doing. Nothing happened. My husband, totally oblivious, walks right past those skeletons, and they're like, ah! It was so funny. And we're like, yes, we're not tall enough. They were super cute, though. All right, let me show you what I picked up at Micheal's. And I'm super excited about these things that I picked up. The first thing I want to show you is these. Now, they've had these cupcakes in the past, but these are chunky. And I'm going to show them to you over here. I picked up 2 of them. I rarely ever use these to make hats. I always make something else with them. All right, so here they are. Let me move that up a little bit. I picked up 2 of them. They had about 6 or 7 different ones. Okay, this one is called... This one's called Jelly Bean. I love that. Look at those colors. Look like jelly beans. And they come with this nice big fluffy pom-pom. This one is called Lime Freeze. And to me, these look familiar. Don't they look familiar, like cakes that we saw in other colors? And so these are made to make a hat. They have 3.5 ounces. They are a bulky 5, not a 6, and 100% acrylic. Okay, now I bought 2 of these. These are $9.97 a piece. But while I was standing there getting ready to check out, that same lady that I had been talking to came up to me and she said, use your 25 off your entire purchase coupon. I'm like, oh, I forgot. Because if you go to the Michaels app, they have a 25% off your entire purchase going on, I think, through Wednesday this week. But there's always coupons, so don't forget about your Michaels coupons, okay? And then I walk, these were sort of to the front. And then I walk to the back. I'm going to show you this one in the other camera. It's just too big. Guess what they have again? Anniversary cakes! Isn't that gorgeous? Look at those colors. They had these in like a bright rainbow. This one is called Book Club. Let me move that dot so you can see the colors. Gorgeous. Okay, so this is a bulky 6. 100% acrylic. 35.3 ounces. That's a lot of yarn. And she's like, did you use the 25% off on this? I'm like, yeah. Okay, so these were $39. I got it for $30. Okay, and that's 35.3 ounces of bulky number 6 yarn. They had some blue ones. They had some purple ones. They had a brown one. I almost got the brown one because I really like shades of brown for winter. I think it's like a warm color. They had this one and then a bright rainbow. And I just loved all these colors. And so I picked up this one. And she's like, what are you going to do with that? I'm like, I don't know. I'll come up with something. You know. So these are $9.97 a piece, 25% off. This is $35. I think it was $35.99. I got it for 25% off. So when you go to Michael's, use your 25% off also. Okay. Then they also had some new cakes. They had some new latte cakes, Colorama Halo, and then they had another one called Macchiato, I think. And I didn't get that one because I didn't care for any of the colors. I don't know why. I just didn't really care for them. And these fuzzy ones, I just love them. And this one's an ombre. And this one is a stripe. And this is the latte. It's got a lot more fuzz on it. But look at that. This color is called Rose Scented. I don't know why. It does have a little bit of rose in it, but it's got teal and purple. Super pretty. And then this one is probably blue, right? Ultramarine. Okay. These colors that I have here are not some of the new ones, but they do have a bunch of new colors of these. All right. So we had a lot of fun at Michael's. Put all these down over here so they're out of the way. Because, okay, so every month I try to have a budget of what I spend on yarn. And I went over it with that. And then Premier comes out with this whole new line of yarn. And I'm going to show I don't have any in yet, but I'm going to show you. It's the Spice Shop. Okay, it is like amazing yarn. It's so gorgeous. And I'm mad because I want some. Okay, let me show you on my iPad like I do sometimes. Here it is. Spice Shop. And I'm going to kind of flip through some of these colors so you can see that. I'm going to get that way up there. Let's see. Look at that. Gorgeous yarns. This is brand new. Look at that one. Oh my goodness. That one is called Saffron. Then we have Curry. Look at that green one. That's called Cilantro. This one is called Turmeric. This one's called Bay Leaf. Then we have Pepper. And then this one is Salt and Pepper. And this one is Cayenne. And this one is Juniper Berry. So they're called Spice Shop. They're all named after a spice. Okay? There's 10 colors, 80% acrylic, 20% wool. And I love when they marry wool and acrylic together because you're getting the warmth of the wool, but the softness of the acrylic. They're bulky number 6s, and each one comes with 3.5 ounces or 109 yards. Okay, I wanted to show you this one. There it is. It won't let me make it bigger. I want you to see that one. Isn't that gorgeous? That's the one called Sweet Pepper. That is one of my favorites. I'm going to have to get some just as soon as I can get my budget, okay? But these are $5.99 a piece, and they're brand new, okay? So if you want a better look at them than what you got on my iPad, all you have to do is click my link that's down underneath this video. I try to keep it towards the top, and it just says My Premier link. And if you click that link, it'll take you straight to Premier, to that page. They've got the new stuff up front, because remember, they've got the new solid colors of the puzzle yarn to go with all the blended colors of the puzzle yarn. And they're colors that will complement those, okay? Yeah, it's not a lot of yardage when you get the bulky 6, because they become too heavy if they put too much. Like that ball of yarn that I got, that's 35 yards on it. That is heavy, you know. So, bulky 6, you're not going to get a lot of yardage. You're going to get the weight, you know. But it's gorgeous yarn. And those are the kind that you don't need very much, because you can make a really neat hat or scarf or cowl. And I cannot wait to try it. I'm super excited about that yarn. And as soon as I get some in, I'll show it to you. But go ahead, and if you want a better look at it, click that Premier yarn link and go over there and just look at them. I want you to look at the new puzzle yarns also. They're just gorgeous. I'm going to be ordering some of both of those, but I got to wait till because see, today's the 27th. So I just have to wait a couple of days, and then I'll be into the next, you know, I'll be into September's budget. Because I budget myself. I have to, because, okay, I'm just going to be real honest with you all. When it comes to yarn, I have no control. I mean, when we went to Micheal's and I saw all of those big anniversary cakes, I wanted one of each of them. And my husband's like, now, you know you have an issue. I know I do, but I want them all. And someone asked me the other day, do you use all the yarn behind you? And I'm like, no yarn is left behind. That's why I do scrap happy projects, because I love yarn and I love them all, and I love to make something with all of them. And believe it or not, I probably have about 100 different projects going on in my brain. If you could see inside my head, it would scare the yarn daylights out of you. I just love yarn. I love creating with it. To me, yarn is my canvas. And I paint with it, you know. So anyway, that is the 2 yarns I wanted to talk about today. So let's talk about what we did create this week. All right, so yesterday we started with this. I'm going to bring this out. This is the fall leaf tea towel. Now, a tea towel is smaller than a regular towel, but it is a really nice sized towel. You could even use it as a placemat, because look how close to the size of a placemat it is. Because this is a placemat, and I like to use it so that you can see the stitches that we did behind. Okay, and so we did this sort of leaf shape fillet down here at the bottom. And then this is a trim we added when we came around. And then the top portion of this is alternating single crochets and double crochets, and we did some back loop work so that we have all these ridges. Okay, and if you want to make it longer, you certainly can. Just add as many repeats as you want, and of course all that information is on the blog. Remember, with every one of my patterns that I show you, there is a video, of course. And then on each one of my videos, if you click that link underneath the video in the description box that says crochet pattern link, there's a pattern there with lots of extra information and like measurements and stuff like that. And also lots of pictures. Sometimes it helps if you can see the picture. I was going to show you this crochet hook. This is a crochet hook that I have had for probably 35, 40 years. It's a boy hook. It's an H 5mm, but I've worn off the color on a lot of places on it because I've had it a really long time. And this isn't the one I learned with, but because I took a break from crocheting for probably 10 years. And then when I got back into it, this is the crochet hook, one of the first ones that I bought to replace some of the other ones. And Then, of course, I was given some that were my mother-in-law's that are even older than this one. But this one is real special to me because I've had it for so long, you know. But anyway, I was just laying there, so I thought I'd show it to you. Okay, the other thing that we did, let me come back to this other one, is the Precious Pink Cowl and Scarf. Okay, and Stockinette here is wearing it. And this is a cowl, but you can make it as a scarf, okay? I'm going to set her down. I'm going to take it off her head, because she needs a new wig. She's starting to get a bald spot up here. So I'm hoping with all the Halloween stuff, I'll be able to find her a new wig. All right, let's move this one aside. This is our Precious Pink scarf or cowl. And so we do it in rows. And then we put it together with a seam. Oh, here's the seam. The seam's so good, I couldn't find it. With a seam, but you don't have to. You can make it as long as you want to and make it into a really long scarf. Now, the reason that I made this is one of those things that I made some of these for my mom when she was going through cancer. And they're really nice to have even in the summertime, because when you're sitting in a restaurant, at church, or even at home, and, you know, waiting in the doctor's office, and they're just blowing that air conditioner, and your head is freshly bald, it's cold. And so it's kind of nice to have something like this that you can put around your neck. It's beautiful. It's light. This is a light number 3, or what we call a DK weight yarn. It's the Stitch Please yarn. And I told myself to keep one of them over here, but I didn't do it. Anyway, it's a real light, beautiful, soft yarn. It is a merino wool. But when you're sitting there and you get cold, you can slide this up on top of your head and it will help keep you warm. Okay. And you can always make it wider across if you want to. The pattern is real open and easy because you can make it as wide as you want, and you can also make it as long as you want. And then we only put the trim on the one end, and it's just a real simple V-stitch style trim. But it's a really wonderful gift. And I made this in pink and white because breast cancer awareness is in October. So give you time to make some if you want to for someone. But remember, you can make this in any colors that you want, and any color of ribbons for any cancer or cause that you would like to. And I have found in the past that this particular length, I can't remember what the length is. Let me measure this one, see if I can give you an estimate. Okay, I think this is 32 by, looks like 5.5, 6. So if you go to the pattern, it has the exact length. This one's kind of scrunched up, but this is one of those things that was most appreciated. When I used to go with my mom, when she was having her chemo treatments, I took her each week. And we would go in, she'd have, you know, blood work and that to flush out her port and all that stuff. But then we would go into the room where all the recliners are, and I would bring some of these to donate, and they were the ones that were, not this particular one, but ones that are short like this, that they can slide on top of their heads. Those were really appreciated. And you think, well, the guys aren't really going to like those, because there were a lot of gentlemen there for colon cancer and also prostate cancer that were doing chemo at this particular site as well. And they actually did appreciate them. I just left the ruffle off on some of them, you know, and you can make them in different colors, browns and beiges and blues. And they kind of like them too, to wear around their neck and to slide on their head as well while they're sitting there going through chemo. One thing we forget is that, you know, in a hospital environment, man, they blast those air conditioners because they don't want any moisture and they don't want any germs to grow at all. And so they're going to keep it as cool as possible. I think my church and the restaurant that we like to go to, Rib Crib, I think they do the same thing. Rib Crib is one of my favorite restaurants. And I always make sure I have a sweater or a jean jacket or something, because I'm telling you, they blast that air conditioner in there. And our church is the same way. I guess they don't want us to fall asleep. It's so funny. All right, so I got one more thing I want to share with you, and then I'll let you go. And that is our This and That video this last Tuesday. It was really kind of fun to make because it was called Let's Bust Some Crochet Myths. And it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed doing it. But one thing that was really interesting is in the comments underneath, go through yourselves and read some of those comments, because I got some more ideas of what are some more crochet myths that we can bust. And one of them that I didn't even mention is that crochet is not just for old ladies. You know, which we did talk about, that's for young ladies too, but we forgot that there's a lot of men and boys who crochet as well. So the truth of the matter is, crochet is for everyone. And I have a couple other ones like that that were given to me as well. You know, and I like that. I love it when you give me great ideas, you know, when I do a video like this, because I love it when you comment, and I love to read your comments. I may not always be able to give you like a long answer, because I try to get through them all. I do read them all. Somebody, I can't remember who it was, said, well, I just wrote you a book. And I said, well, I read it all. You know, it was interesting. So don't worry about if your comments are too long, because I do try to read them. A lot of times when, okay, I have this bicycle that I do my legs on, and sometimes I'll do my weights at the same time. I'm trying to build my muscles, because what happened is when I was taking my cholesterol medication, I had some kind of a reaction where it was breaking down my muscles. So my doctor took me off of it, which was good, because my blood work came back saying that my cholesterol was down in where it needed to be. Okay, so I sit on my bike and pedal my legs, but I've got my iPad and I'm going through reading through comments. So, but it's really hard to like type and ride my bike at the same time. And so I read through all the comments, and then I try to go back and answer them after that. But I do read every single comment, even if they're super long. If you have a question that I haven't answered, or that you don't know if I've answered, go ahead and ask it, and I'll either try to find you an answer. And if I have answered it in a previous video, I'll try to direct you to that video so that you can get your answer. Because sometimes I forget. I've been crocheting for a really long time, and I've done things one way for a long time, and there are a lot of new crocheters that were taught different things. But I still want you to understand that sometimes there are several ways to do things. Something as simple as a granny square, even the basic granny square, can be done lots of different ways. Or even just the beginning circle of something round or a granny square can be done a lot of different ways. And it's fun to learn a lot of those different ways. So, tomorrow I have a video out, and it's really quite funny. It's one of those ones, I haven't finished editing it, and I'm going to get it out this afternoon. I'll schedule it for tomorrow morning. But it's just a silly video. Sometimes I just felt like we needed something light, you know. Sometimes, you know, there's a lot of heavy stuff going on, and there is in our lives right now. And so it's kind of nice just to put something out there that's a little bit fun, a little bit silly, and make us laugh. And it's okay if you laugh at me, because I laugh at myself all the time. So, don't forget, if you go to Micheal's, to download the Micheal's app and get your coupons. You can save yourself, like I said, 25% off my purchase. That is a good savings. A lot of times they'll have 30% or 40% off one item. Well, I would have used that on that big anniversary cake. So don't forget about your coupons, okay? All right. I'm super excited. I forgot to tell you one other thing about the this. On Friday, I'm going to be putting out a pot holder, or you can call it a pot holder, or a hot pad. A hot pad that's going to match this. I'm going to use the same yarn, and this yarn is called Harvest Hues, and I did get it at Hobby Lobby. It is the I Love This yarn, and I specifically bought this yarn for this set because it's super soft, and I just really love the colors. It's got it's got greens and golds and rust and black and then cream, and I love it. It's very harvesty, but it's not your typical fall colors. And I like that they included that black in there, and it in the gold, and I really like it. And so that's going to be coming out on Friday. That way you'll have a set, because it's really nice. One of the things that I love, you have people over, they bring you flowers, and I love that. But you know what? The flowers die unless they bring you a pot of flowers. And sometimes those die too, because, I really try not to. I'm pretty good at keeping things alive. But if you make a set like this, that's a tea towel and then the hot pad on Friday, what a wonderful hostess gift that you could give, if you're going over. And these are great anytime going over to someone's house for a meal, or for just to say, say thank you or something. Thanks for having me over. Anytime from now through the end of November, these colors will work perfectly, and they make great hostess gifts. They're also really great for, wedding presents and, a new home gift, college kids going off to college for the first time, have an apartment, first apartment, things like that. Will I be doing another garden? I do a garden every year. So, and I have, I don't know, Heidi, if I'm going to do another video, because like I said, a lot of it is really dry. It did do really well this year. I think the reason I didn't get out and do them is because during the time when they were flourishing, and my husband was doing all the picking from the garden and helping me take care of the garden, I was flat on my back. And so with my back issue, because I had herniated discs and my sciatica, so I was unable to do those videos. But we did do really well. We got a lot of zucchini, a lot of tomatoes, a lot of peppers, a lot of cucumbers. And I'm getting a lot of strawberries right now, because what I've been doing is breaking off all the shoots. Strawberries like to shoot. And one of my boxes is only going to be a strawberry bed. And so what I did is I let the shoots go for a little bit in order to make more strawberry plants. And now I'm breaking off all the shoots. So they're concentrating on strawberries now. I did get a lot of good peaches. They were super yummy. I didn't get any plums, and I only got one apple. And I couldn't wait. I went ahead and picked it. It was a little underripe. It probably needed to stay on the tree another week or two. But I went ahead and picked it. It was a golden delicious, and it was really good, but it was just a little bit underripe. So hopefully, my husband and I went out on Saturday. The blackberries and the raspberries didn't give us a lot of fruit this year. Anytime like 5 or 6 berries would ripen, I would just pick them right off and eat them. I just sprayed it with the hose and ate them. So hopefully next year, when everything's a little bit older, we pruned the trees to get the lower branches off so they can concentrate on growing up. And so I'm super excited about next year. I'm getting dry because I'm talking too much. So I'm super excited about all the trees and all the strawberries and the berries. It's just, I love to grow things. It's just super fun. And maybe I'll do a video on how to clean up the garden, because it really needs it. Oh my word, you should have seen all the branches that we cut off the peach trees. Just a few on the plum trees and just a little bit on the apple tree. But the peach trees, they were just bushes, and we want to cut them, cut those lower branches off so they'll grow up. Because right now my husband was having trouble even getting the lawnmower around them. And so the weather has not affected them at all. So anyway, we shall see. I hope you watch tomorrow's video. It's going to be super silly and super fun. And it's also short. I think it's like 9 minutes, not very long at all. Hopefully I'm not done editing it yet. Alrighty, so I'm going to let you go on that note. But I do want to thank you all for participating, for watching, being a part of all this fun YouTube video stuff, because I love it. I love it. I look through the names, and I love seeing all the names I recognize, even though I've never met you in person. you're my Yarnies, you know, my Yarnie friends, my Yarnie family. And I love that so much. And it's so much fun. And let's see, this is the 27th. I think we've got one more week before we do another giveaway. And I'm going to give another set of the crochet hooks away, but I haven't quite decided what yarn I want to pair with it yet. I'm thinking maybe something fallish. Give you all a chance to make something fallish, so I'll let you know. All right, because you all know I love giving stuff away. I love, love, love it. And I love it when you contact me quick. Our winner this last week, you know, she was watching. She messaged me afterwards. I got it all packed up. On Wednesday, we took it to the post office, and I love that. And she emailed me yesterday, and she already got her package. And I love that. It's fun. All righty. And on that note, I love you guys. My heart's messed up. There we go. Thanks for watching. Let's see, I'll put on my hair. You can see better. Anywho, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.